Hey there, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to take apart to replace the LCD glass screen assembly on your Samsung Galaxy A10. So first thing we're going to want to do is power the device off. Once it's completely powered off, we're going to get a SIM card ejector tool. If you bought your phone new, it should come with one. If not, you can use a earring or paper clip. So let's remove the SIM card tray. And we're going to be using this tool set right here. We're going to be using a couple different prying tools as well as a small Phillips head screwdriver. And we're going to have this tool set linked down below in the description of the video. So we're going to need something very thin and solid like this thick card right here. You can use a credit card or something similar as well. And we're going to wedge it in between the screen assembly of the phone and the plastic bezel that goes around it. And we're going to be releasing all of the clips that hold the bezel together with the housing of the phone. So we're going to go around the entire phone, down the sides first. We can also use the help of another plastic prying tool to wedge in there and help us releasing more clips. So go down all of the sides and the bottom and the top of the phone, releasing all of the clips. Once you see most of the clips are removed, we can go ahead and give it some pressure with our fingers to remove the rest of the clips that are holding the screen with the back housing of the phone. After giving it some pressure, the back housing will come off completely in one piece. Next up, we're going to be using a small Phillips head screwdriver to remove 14 small Phillips head screws holding the back housing pieces to the motherboard of the phone. Once all the small Phillips head screws are removed, we can go ahead and remove the bottom piece here, which is the loudspeaker. It will come right out super easily. And then we can go ahead and pry up and remove the top portion housing right here, which is covering the motherboard and flex cables. So next up, let's remove the battery cable here. Let's disconnect it so that there's no electricity flowing through the phone. Pull it back gently. Then we're going to go ahead and disconnect this black cable, which is for the screen assembly. Pull it back out of the way just a little bit. Then we're going to disconnect this flex cable here on the side. That's for the power button. Then we're going to go ahead and disconnect this cable, which is connecting to the charger port and bottom portion of the phone. It's disconnected and put it to the side. Now we can go ahead and disconnect the small thin antenna cables that are connected from the top motherboard to the bottom portion charging port. Go ahead and pull them out gently. And then we can remove the charger port section completely in one piece. Next up, we're going to have one more black small Phillips head screw holding down the motherboard here. So let's remove that. And then we can go ahead and gently lift up on the motherboard and it will come out in one piece. Next up, here we have the vibrator motor. We can gently lift it up with something very thin and solid, wedge under it carefully, and then give it some pressure upwards and it will come out. Next up, we're going to be removing the ear speaker. So we're going to wedge under it very carefully as well. It is held down with some adhesive, so pry up on it gently and it will come out in one piece. So next up, time to remove the volume button rocker cable. We can wedge in between the frame here and the flex cable itself. Be very careful as it is very thin, and you can just give it some pressure outwards and it will release the adhesive holding it to the frame. So next on the list is the battery. To remove the battery, we're going to have to give it heat here on the screen so that it can loosen up the adhesive holding the back housing to the battery. So let's go ahead and heat it up. You can do it with a hairdryer or a heat gun or place it on a hot plate, which is what I prefer to use. Set it to about 100 degrees Celsius. Leave it in there for about 5 minutes. Once the phone is hot enough, go ahead and grab it. And we're going to grab a plastic thin prying tool to wedge it underneath the battery in between the housing and the battery. Give it pressure upwards and the battery will come out pretty easily. It has a little bit of adhesive holding it down. So here we have the entire screen assembly for your Samsung Galaxy A10. You can order this entire piece. We're going to have a link down below in the description where you can get this entire piece. You can also just change just the glass portion of the screen as well from this frame. All we would have to do is heat it up here. around the edges, lift this old screen and place the new one on. And all we would have to do is make sure we place the flex cable in through the small opening on the screen frame. So if you bought the entire screen assembly, then all we have to do is put everything back together. So let's start by placing the battery in first, and then we're going to go ahead and place all of these small parts back together in order. So that's pretty much it. Remember, we're going to have all the parts and tools linked down below in the description. That is how you take apart and replace the LCD and glass screen assembly on your Samsung Galaxy A10. Go ahead and give this video a like if it helped you out. And that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.